Right, welcome back to the channel, and today we have something to talk about, especially because Tottenham have just won the Europa League 1-0 against Manchester United. And first of all, I'm going to give up the props to Tottenham. Well done. It's been a long time coming. And on top of that, it's a European title, not even just a FA Cup or a Carabao Cup. But nonetheless, well done to Spurs. Man United, I can only imagine what you guys are feeling now, but there'll be another video. I'm coming for you guys, but don't worry. Today we're going to be talking about Arsenal and some of the things that fans have been saying. And obviously, there's this fence again in the middle when you're either Arteta in or Arteta out. Before we continue, like, subscribe, share the thing, leave your comments below, and let's get it going. Dan Potts, who is absolutely pissed off at Arteta and what has exactly happened. We're going to get into a little bit, but let's see what he has to say anyway.
I think this manager's got one game to save his job, as far as I'm concerned, and that's Wednesday night.
To save his job.
And tired of watching performances like this.
Now, don't get me wrong. Like this season, we've had lackluster performances, right? We've had performances where, especially because we are making chances and we're not putting the ball at the back of the net. Now, obviously, we know why that is because we don't have an out-and-out striker. And I knew from the beginning of the season, due to the fact that we don't have an out-and-out striker, it's going to be difficult. I predicted for Arsenal to be in a top four sort of battle. We almost got into the last day of the season and kind of looking at each other's phones and looking on each other's screens and seeing what the scores are. But luckily enough, we beat Newcastle eventually, and yeah. But for guys to say that he's got his last match on Wednesday, I think that was against Newcastle, and to save his job when I don't get it, but hey.
I'm pissed off, bruv. I've got to be honest with you, I'm pissed off. And on Wednesday, he needs to win this game or I want him out. I'm sorry, I want him out.
But then you say you want him out, but then you go and get who? Who do you come, or who do you go, which manager do you go and get? Right? Because you need to think about this, right? The fact that Arne Slot come in and did that with Liverpool, one, the rest of the other teams, not actually, before I go into the reasons, well done to Liverpool, okay, because you guys did what you had to do, but every other team was kind of flopping. Man City had a flop. We didn't do what we needed to do, and a couple of other teams, right? But again, they've won what they've had to win. But for you to do that, it's very difficult. Even Pep in his first year didn't do that. There's a couple of managers that are rare occasions that go and do that. So you go and sack Arteta without no plans, without actually having anyone as a shortlist, because that's what usually happens. You have a shortlist, you're looking at managers, you start seeing the contracts and when it's up and so on and so forth. So you've got no one in mind. You just want to sack Arteta. Most of the time, I'm asking the Arsenal fans, who would you go and get? Simeone and Inzaghi, Simone Inzaghi. But you don't realise that the Inter fans are complaining about him, calling him a fraud. The fact that he's only won one trophy in the space of 4 years of Inter being the best team in Italy. So again, like, you ask these questions, oh, I don't know anyone to be better. Doesn't make any sense. It baffles me.
And I don't care. And people say, who are we going to get? Who are we going to get to? Who are we going to replace him? Do you know what I do? I go to Manchester City. I say, can we have your assistant manager?
See, that's just emotions talking. Apologies for the van behind, but see, that is just emotions talking, and I get it because we're pissed off. We wanted to do something, but those are just emotions talking.
Give him 5 years, £750 million. Doesn't have to win anything for 5 years, as long as we're progressing and we'll trust the process. Because that's what we've done 5 years ago. So people that think that is a crazy, crazy statement to make, would you have said that 5 years ago? No, you would have. So what are we do? This is the problem now. It is now time to get, if it doesn't win on Wednesday, someone that can get us across the line. I'm sick and tired of time, patience and processes and progresses and buying dogs and holding light bulbs. Sick of it. Absolutely sick of this.
He said buying logs and holding light bulbs. He's referring to the All or Nothing Arsenal on the Amazon, where he had a light bulb and he kind of went around like, listen, like, as a manager, you kind of got to do what you got to do. I'm sure that other fans find it cringe. Probably our own fans find it cringe. I was looking at it a bit like, what you doing? But at the same time, you're trying different methods. You're trying different techniques to try and get the best out of your players. And any manager, especially a modern manager, would try and do that.
Win or go. That is all it is for me.
Everyone seems to claim that we are an elite club, which I tend to disagree. I think we're a big club, but we're not an elite club. We have not won the Premier League in over 20 years. We've got fans like these, which I do get that you want to win something, but you need to remember, where were we 5 years ago, where an experienced manager such as Emery, although he did take us to the Europa League final, we end up getting battered 4-1. So that is something that has been occurring anyway, because top six teams have been coming to the Emirates or facing Arsenal and absolutely battering us. This is what we was known for. So you've got a guy that came in, he spoke to the fans. The culture at the club is absolutely rubbish. Needs to change. There are players that are for the cause and there are players that are no longer for the cause and they're just there earning a salary. You cannot win anything like that. And I guarantee you, if Arteta didn't come and it was maybe another manager, they maybe would have got some decent players. They maybe would have, got rid of some of the deadwood, but it wouldn't have changed the culture at the club. This is what I'm trying to make you see right now, that yes, finishing second is not good. Finishing second is downright frustrating. But we need to remember where we came from. Things take time. And this is why you need to give the man one last season in order for him to show that, listen, I've got all of the tools that I said I needed, and I've got everything that I need, my striker, my left winger, my centre midfield, and we're going to go again full force. Now, if after this he does not seem to either get us past the line, win a trophy or anything like that, then it's time to ask some questions and maybe it is time for him to go. But at the time being, he's done some amazing work at the club, to the point that we can actually start talking about title races. When was the last time Arsenal was in a title race? When was the last time that before Arteta came in that you would go and face the top six and think like, we got a shot at this? Because I tell you what, I don't remember the last time. The fact that we can even talk about a title race is due to this guy, is due to Arteta. Does he make mistakes? Of course he makes mistakes. Does he do everything perfect? Hell no, he doesn't do everything perfect. He does quite a few things that piss me off. But this is the guy that changed the culture at the club. This is the guy that took our reputation and brought it back. Right, even under Arsene Wenger, we no longer had this reputation of being the Arsenal that everyone was scared about. Now we finally do, and we're only a couple of signings away from reaching past the line. And this is what I truly believe. This is what I truly believe.